Hey guys, welcome back to our official Art Minds YouTube channel where we post tutorials and time lapses of our artworks to capture the saying art is freedom. So please check them out. Also check out our social media platforms and please do subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when we post next. Anyways, let's move on to the tutorial. So here are the materials that we're going to need. First of all, a notebook, obviously to draw in, then a pencil kit, and a kneadable eraser. The kneadable eraser is optional, however, I fully recommend it because it's stretchy, so you can mold it to whatever form you need, and it will be very useful for creating the highlights of the hair. The pencil kit should have different numbers. Mine, for example, as you can see, are from 6B to 4H, and it's basically used for 6B for being the parts where it needs most darkening, and 4H the lightest parts. A very important thing that you're going to need to know when doing hair is that you have to follow one direction motion to show each strand, not a zigzaggy motion or like coloring in. You have to go from strand to strand because that's what's going to make the hair look the most realistic. And now to get onto the drawing. So first of all, I've created a very light base. I recommend you all to do this because it will be like a little guide for you guys. And what I'm doing is I'm creating lines going downwards in the direction of the hair. So that I can create a very light base. This pencil that I'm using is 3H and it's one of the lightest in my kit, and yes. One thing that I will tell you is make sure that the nib of your pencil is quite sharp because this will help create more real-life strand-like lines, and yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking a different strength of pencil. I recommend now HB, which is like normal kind of pencil, and just going over that base with more strands. You have to, and this is like essential, make sure that each strand is going in that direction of the hair because you don't want to be breaking the line. And also don't color in the hair. You have to make sure that the strands are being created, each individual strand, which is what's going to make the hair look most realistic. So after doing that for a very long time, yeah, it takes a really long time to do this, but the results were worth it. Now I've decided that in the center part of the hair there's going to be a lighter area, which is where the sunlight or the light source is hitting the object, and this is being created by darkening the outer parts, the parts that aren't hit by the light, to show that change in shade. So now I'm going from the bottom upwards and leaving that light area blank with only a few strands to show that it's hair, but not as light as the other parts. I'm just going to repeat myself again. Remember that your nib has to be super sharp because it's going to help your painting, well, your drawing look way more realistic. So yeah, just if the nib breaks or something, just make sure you're checking on that. So now I'm going to swap my pencil to a darker shade, around like 4B, and this is the part where you're actually going to start doing the different darker shades in the hair, which is what's going to make it look more realistic. And yeah, as you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. We start getting a glimpse of what the hair is starting to look like. You can see the bright parts in the center and then the outer parts, and it should by now start to form and start. So now I'm going to just change my pencils from this one to a darker shade, which to create more darker areas in the hair. for this final part, you're just gonna create some loose strands around it just to make it more realistic and kind of flowy movement. And you can even use the needle blade razor to just bring out some of the highlights outwards in the hair, and maybe a light shade of pencil to create more strands that are more visible. And now I'm just gonna zoom in here, you guys can see. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, leave a like down below or comment about any other new video that you'd like to see on any other tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, I'll see you another time. Bye!